Chief David Harkins.
Thank you. I'll take. Good morning, everybody. This is a day we've been waiting for. COVID put a kibosh to our plans on the timing of this, but we're very glad to be here on this Autism Awareness Day, in this month of Autism Awareness. And it is, I want to thank so many people that had such a large role in this. Captain John Stolzheimer from my agency was the manager and project director. Paver Art and Mark, who you're going to hear from, his company. I'd be remiss if the person who got this going, who unfortunately couldn't be here today, Mrs. Tiffany Scovern. This was her dream, this was her thoughts, this was her idea that brought it to fruition, and we're so happy to be able to dedicate this here today. And we're so grateful for Tiffany to be able to give us this idea and bring it to our attention. First, I want to just tell you a little bit about what Gloucester Township Police does. In 2015, we started our Autism and Developmental Disability Registry Program. In police work, the more information that we can have about who we're responding to and who we can help, the better that the officers can handle the situation. So in 2015, we started away. I myself am the parent of a special needs child. He's 20 now, he's an adult, but so I know about some of the worries that parents have and the issues that happen with our community of developmentally disabled. And for us to know as police officers what we're responding to is always helpful. So we started this registry. It's totally voluntary, and we did it through great community outreach, through our contacts in the community. And basically we gather information about a special needs person, whether it be an adult, a child, someone who's suffering from dementia, Alzheimer's, and basically we take information, we enter it into our CAD system, which is our computer-aided dispatch, and that creates what we call a flag, so when we're responding to an incident at a location or we know the name of the person, the officer will be immediately told by the dispatcher some things about that person that's on the registry. Things like if they're running away or they're missing, the sirens may scare them off. Tells us a little bit about maybe how we should approach them, what works for those parents, what's an anxiety trigger for that person. Okay, and so if the officers know that, it helps us tremendously to mitigate that. So we're pushing that. Again, we're always looking and offering it, our Community Relations Bureau and the patrol officers regularly. When we encounter a situation, we encourage the public, and they can simply go to our website, if you're a Gloucester Township resident, and you register. You give us the information. You can even provide us a picture of your loved one or a family member. And that helps us. We're able to pull that up and see who we're looking for and see what the situation, help us to be able to resolve that situation. And today we're expanding a little bit more. We're making it available to all our registrants and anyone so that it's more identifiable to our officers and our staff that someone is on the spectrum or has a disability. And one thing is, this is a seatbelt cover, goes across the seatbelt, and we encourage those, and it has our logo on it, and it says on there that this person may have autism and they may not respond. They may be unaware of danger and they may resist help. That immediately informs an officer who's approaching, if it's a traffic stop, if it's a motor vehicle crash, if it's a medical emergency, that this person may be on the spectrum, and it immediately tells the officer how to handle the situation. We spend a lot of time training our officers how to deal with people that may have anxiety issues, maybe on the spectrum, any kind of special needs. And these officers immediately, the more information that we know of what we're dealing with, the better that we can handle the situation safely. We also are giving out, and we'll be able to show you these stickers, which can be put on the door of a house. It can be put on the car. And again, it's just another way to alert any police officer that may encounter, not only Gloucester Township officers, but anyone, that the person is a special needs registrant, and it alerts us on how to handle the situation. So that's something that we're very proud of. This is something that we're putting out to all of our community. Anyone who needs it will be able to provide this to them. You can simply go to our website and contact us. You can email us, or you can come walk right into our watch desk, and we'll be able to get this information so that parents, I know as a parent, the more secure the family can be, the more that my loved one is, their needs are addressed. You know, that's a great fear of ours, and this helps alleviate that fear. It gives us another layer, because community service is what all of these officers is all about as they do it. So again, this is a great opportunity. I couldn't be prouder to be a Gloucester Township police officer, to have this paver art right in front of our home, our police headquarters. We hope that it stirs up a conversation. We hope that everyone sees this is who we are, that we're accepting of everyone in this community. It's what makes Gloucester Township such a great place. And it makes all of our officers aware as they walk in the door. It's a little reminder of who we're here to serve, and we're all about service. Again, I just want to thank the mayor, who was integral for allowing us, and having our Public Works employees, who did a fantastic job. You're going to see it in a minute. Our Public Works employees are some of the finest workers that did this job quickly, efficiently. And then Mark, of course, from Paver Art, and Tiffany, who this project would not have come forward, and we're so proud to have all of you be part of it. So thank you. And at this time, I'd like to introduce the Mayor of Gloucester Township, Mayor David Mayer.
Thank you, Chief, and good morning. Today, World Autism Awareness Day. Here in Gloucester Township, we will be unveiling a beautiful walkway that will certainly promote autism awareness, but it will also, for those who are affected by autism and their families, promote respect, promote tolerance, and promote inclusion. On average, about 1 in 54 children are affected by autism. And friends and colleagues that I talk to who have children with autism tell me how stressful it can be, how isolating it can be, how overwhelming it can be, and how it affects really every part of their life. Now, there's a poem that was written by Emily Pearl Kinsley called Welcome to Holland, and if you haven't had an opportunity to read that, please read that, because it really beautifully highlights the fact that families with children with autism might not have been prepared for where life has taken them. But nonetheless, that journey and that experience is just as beautiful. And so I want to thank Tiffany for her inspiration. I would like to thank Mark and Mike from Paver Art for the beautiful design that you will see very shortly. So today we start a dialogue, a conversation for families with children with autism, for those affected by autism, about respect, tolerance, and inclusion. Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to introduce Mark Alavito, the owner of Paver Art.
Good morning, everybody. What I'd like to do, I'm the proud owner of Paver Art. We're a local small business right around the corner here in Lindenwold. I'd like to tell you a little bit of a backstory on how we came here today. As mentioned, Tiffany came to Paver Art. Tiffany is what I would call a mom on a mission. When I heard about Tiffany and her son Cam, it hit near and dear to our hearts. Mike, my partner at Paver Art, happens to have a sister, Patty Ann, who happens to have autism, and my beautiful 16-year-old daughter, Hope, happens to have Down syndrome. So clearly this is a initiative that's near and dear to my heart. When we met Tiffany, we learned a new word, which was interesting. That word, and I never heard of this before, so to the mayor's point about starting a conversation, neurodiversity. If anyone here is like me, I never heard of that word before. What neurodiverse means, we're all different as human beings. Our brains are different. I think the question that we have as a community that we need to ask ourselves, is that going to be embraced as a community, or are we going to kind of look the other way? And that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to start a conversation, as the mayor said. From the first meeting with Tiffany, we had a series of meetings with the fine folks at the Gloucester Township Police Department, and a couple of themes came out, and you're going to see that represented in the design. One of those themes is safety, and the chief has already spoken about a lot of the initiatives with safety. And I have to tell you, while I was born and raised in New Jersey, I've lived in Memphis, Cincinnati, 3 different spots in New Jersey, Connecticut, and I've been involved in the special needs community for 16 years, and I never heard initiatives like this. So the first thing that came to my mind is there has to be some pretty innovative leadership over here in Gloucester Township. So I've got Tiffany on one hand, I've got a mom on a mission, and then I've got this innovative leadership, and I'm a small business owner. The classic small business 5-person employee company. So selfishly, I'm thinking, you combine a mom on a mission with innovative leadership, I think we can figure out a way to do something here with the town of Gloucester Township. And our challenge here at Paver Art was, how do you take this topic? How do you take something like neurodiversity, create a design in a little 8-foot space, and try and start that conversation? And what you're going to see at the center of the design, you're going to see Gloucester Township. You're going to see the police department represented. And a simple phrase that says, supports neurodiversity. And again, if you're like me, you might not know what that is, and that's okay. Front of the building, it's going to be that conversation starter. You're going to see a few key words. You're going to see acceptance, support, and inclusion. As a parent of a child with special needs, you think about that Friday night pizza party, you think about that night at the movies, and we hope that our kids are included. But to be honest, we've got a long way to go to create that type of environment in our community. As our kids become adults, we hope that they can live a happy and independent life. And part of that is employment opportunities. And the cold, hard, brutal truth is that the unemployment rate for people with special needs, it's way too high. Depending on what you look at, it could be as high as 80%. So part of the conversation is for business leaders to ask themselves, what role could I play to possibly create employment opportunities for people on the autism spectrum or anybody with special needs? So we are proud of the design. We are extremely proud of our partnership with the Gloucester Township. Love the fact that this is front and center right here in the building. And I have to thank the mayor, the chief of police, and the entire police force for all your support. This has been wonderful. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Okay, at this time we'll do the unveiling of the walkway. We'll take any questions at this time if the media has any questions.
Anyone have any questions? If not, feel free to come closer, talk to Mark, talk to Paper Art, come on up and see it, and I'll be here available for some time. So I want to thank everyone for coming today. Thank you for covering this, and thank you for, good. Someone have a question? Sure. Yep, I'll be here. Yep, you got it. Just want to thank everyone for coming. We want to celebrate Autism Awareness Month. Thank you for all coming out and helping us to do that. And this concludes our media event. Thank you.